There's always something to be insecure about if you try hard enough to find it. So, you just have to be grateful for your strengths and find comfort and find confidence in the things that, really define you and make you feel good about yourself. What's up guys, this is Kevin Thompson. Welcome back to my channel. I was deciding between a couple videos today. I ended up choosing my facial hair because I've been talking about that a lot and then I get questions about it, so I just want to make a video about it. I'm gonna actually look up some pictures of how my facial hair used to be. I started growing facial hair about 6 months into my transition. I would say between the first 2 to 3 months is when I started to get a mustache. And as you guys can see now, I don't really have much of a mustache. I have a little mustache, but it's definitely thicker than it was before, and it's been getting like thicker every year. At first, like, it was just really just a shadow. My mom had a friend, and the friend knew me like when I was a girl before I even transitioned. And when I showed her the picture and I told her that I was getting a mustache, she was like, "No, you're not." I don't know if it was her just being in denial, her not thinking that I could transition so fast, like 2 months in, or her not wanting me to be on testosterone or something, but she just swore that I was not gonna be growing facial hair. I'm gonna insert the picture here, and this is me 2 months into my transition, so I was going to my 3rd month. It looks like a shadow, but it's definitely more than I had before, and like it could definitely pass for like some sort of, peach fuzz, whatever you want to call it. I didn't really get any facial hair that first semester because I went to school in January, and that's when I started testosterone a couple of weeks before I went to school. So that whole first semester up until May, I didn't get any facial hair. The summer started coming around and I decided that I wanted to work out like seriously, consistently. And this summer was the first summer that I ever really got any type of muscle. So I'll insert a picture here too. This is me when I was doing at-home workouts. I didn't use any weights. I was doing at-home workouts. Anabolic Aliens, shout out them, they have a YouTube channel. Basically, I just made a playlist that summer that I would be doing 3 to 4 videos a day for my upper body, and then the other days for my legs, I would do another 3 to 4 videos. I made 2 playlists and I literally just alternated between playlists. So say Monday I'm doing legs, Tuesday I'm doing upper body. I seen a lot of progress because I was very consistent. I'm not sure, maybe it was the working out, like don't quote me, I don't really know the statistics on that. But I definitely started growing facial hair when I started to work out. Every few days, I would take pictures of my sideburns because when I first started growing facial hair, I only grew the side. So that whole summer, I was getting thick sideburns. I didn't have any of this, and I'm still waiting for my mustache to connect to my beard, and it's getting there slowly. But I didn't have none of this. I had a little bit of this, but not much. So I'll show you the pictures here. So this is every few days or every couple weeks. I definitely did see it progressing more like every week. By the end of the summer, I had like full sideburns. They were thick. And I remember I got to school and one of my best friends, she's still my best friend to this day, she was like, "I don't like it." I was so attached to wanting to be masculine that I wanted to keep it, even though it didn't really look that good. But I just wanted to like show off that masculine characteristic that I had now acquired because I never had facial hair before. So after I got to school and then I got that response from her, I ended up cutting them off just because it kind of looked weird anyway. I definitely did agree with her. I definitely think that it was not like that good of a look, especially because they were so thick. I mean, if they were like trimmed down a little bit, like maybe it would slide, but they were like thick sideburns. So I ended up shaving, and then I would shave every so often, and I would say by the time I got to 1 year on T, I pretty much had almost a full beard. So let's look at the pictures now. I think that it was definitely almost full by this point. So yeah, it looked pretty good, and I would say that that next year, so 2018 is when I really started to get like the beard that I have now. It definitely took some time. So what did I do to grow that beard? How did I upkeep it? Did I do anything to it? I didn't really do anything to it. I didn't wash it. I didn't really condition it consistently maybe sometimes I still do this to this day. So I'll like wash my hair, and then since I already have this stuff in my hair, I'll just put it on my face. So then I'm not really going out of my way to like wash my beard. So I don't really do that consistently though. I only do it when I remember. I only do it when I feel like it, which is really not that often. So I didn't really do anything for that beard. I didn't use beard oil. I didn't really massage the follicles. I know some people do stuff like that. So it was pretty effortless once I started working out. And I would say, like, if you're having trouble growing facial hair, or even if you're pre-T, you definitely should work out, because even when I was working out pre-T, like I would get a little bit of hair like here and there. Like I would get a couple chin hairs, like definitely not what I have now, but it definitely kind of like stimulated a little something. I'll make a whole video on what you can do if you're pre-T, but also I used to take supplements. So I used to take zinc, I used to take vitamin D and magnesium. So I heard those were really good for people who are trying to pass. If you guys know Ty Turner, he's the one that actually put me on to the supplements that I just listed. So facial hair was definitely one of my biggest like yay points during my transition. I would say definitely my voice was first, because I used to have to speak a lot and I didn't like speaking. Actually recently I was thinking about it, and I'll say this now, but when I had a lot of voice dysphoria, I didn't really used to talk that much in front of other people, especially my family. I don't really know what that is. Maybe it's because they knew me so well, and I knew that they only knew me as a girl, and that, you know, they knew me my whole life. Even my friends who I've been friends with long term, they came around to it more because it made sense to them more, but not for some of my family members. So, you know, I wouldn't talk that much with my family, not only because I was uncomfortable with my voice, but also because I was depressed and I was sad about that type of person that I was. That still translates into now, and sometimes I do feel like I'm overtly quiet, even though I'm me now and I have this voice and I'm proud of this voice. But I think there's some subconscious part of me that is relating all of my relationships with my family to my old identity. So, you know, that's why it's kind of hard to grow. It's somewhat hard to grow when you're always around the same people. And that's why a lot of people will say, you know, I had to cut this off to become a better person. I had to get new friends, stuff like that. And some part of me also feels like that with family also. It's these old ties that are connecting me to an old person, or, you know, the person that I was before I made the transition. Because once I started transitioning, I was in college, so I was pretty much on my own at that point, and I was creating a new identity for myself. So now I'm coming back to those family ties, and it's just kind of like you guys didn't really know me for, you know, these past few years, and now I'm coming back as a totally different person. So, you know, it's definitely an adjustment there. Having voice dysphoria it sucks, because it makes you feel like when you're talking, it makes you feel inferior. It makes you feel weak because your voice comes off as like being weak. That's not to criticize women or anything, but as a trans man, and, you know, as the society we live in, how men are looked up to, it's hard, because when you have characteristics that are not masculine, it prevents you from really being solidified into that identity. Going back to my facial hair and everything, I just want to show you guys a quick picture of my dad, just so you guys know what he looks like. You probably might even think that we look alike, but the reason why it was so easy for me without any maintenance, without doing anything special to get my beard, was because my dad looks like that. He has a beard, he has all that stuff. So, you know, if you're trans and your dad doesn't really grow facial hair, then you're probably not gonna really grow that much facial hair. There are things that you can do, obviously, to, you know, promote that facial hair growth, but I wouldn't be the person to tell you what to do, because that is just not my experience to have struggled with that. But I'm telling you from my point of view, what really enhanced it for me was the working out, definitely. I'm very grateful to have that aspect of, you know, me being trans and me being able to pass so much more. I definitely do appreciate that. Just because you don't have facial hair doesn't make you any less of a man. Same goes for different things like height, or, you know, even build. You might not be able to grow facial hair, but you might be, you know, your body might be more masculine. So, I mean, there's pros and cons everywhere. There's always something to be insecure about if you try hard enough to find it. So, you know, you just have to be grateful for your strengths and find comfort and find confidence in the things that, you know, really define you and make you feel good about yourself. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'll see you guys next week. I'm probably gonna do I'm thinking about a few different type of videos. I kind of want to do a story time. If you want to see another story time from me, comment below. I will see you guys next Thursday. Peace.